Hey everybody! Thank you all for joining us today for another fun Tuesday live stream. I'm really excited to be here with you all today. I love joining you guys every Tuesday. It's always really fun. So Dale and I are joining you here from Oklahoma City in Zone 7. We are in different places, but not too far away here. I'm inside next to my inside flowers and my kitchen minis and all of that I have growing back here. And then Dale's out in the garden.
How's it going, everyone? Good to see y'all. Today is going to be a fun one.
It is. Dale and I have been doing so much experimentation on which varieties do the best, and we quite literally grew every single broccoli variety that Park Seed carries last spring, as well as like most every single spinach variety. I mean, we went down the rabbit hole of trying like every single one, and we're really excited to talk today about some of our favorites. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. So this is going to be a bit of a whirlwind today. We're going to go through 40 different varieties that are our favorites. So we've got a few minutes we're going to spend on each one, but hopefully this will inspire you to try some new things. We're going to show you what the variety is, talk about why we liked it, and talk a little bit about how we plant it and why we grow it. So it's going to be a good one.
Hi, everybody. I see a lot of people are joining us from a lot of different places. I love to see. So, everybody, hop in the chat. Let us know where you guys are joining us from, how the weather is where you are. It's beautiful here in Oklahoma right now, at least. I am loving it.
And we do have a giveaway we're doing today as well. So if you leave a comment in the chat, you'll be entered to win our giveaway today, which is a prize pack of Cool Season seeds from Park Seed, as well as a premium app subscription to the Seed to Spoon app. And also, after this video is done, it's going to be posted to our YouTube channel. And you can go in there and leave a comment to be entered to win another giveaway that we do, because not everyone can join us live. And we will announce the winner next Tuesday. And right now, we're going to announce the winner that won last week. So, Carrie, you've got our winner from last week ready to go?
I do have our winner pulled up. Yes, I drew the name right before this live stream. So, congratulations. Hold on, let me find it. Dale usually controls the computer, but when he's outside, I do it. So, bear with me, everybody here. Here we go. Congratulations, Bonnie E. She won by this comment here. By leaving a comment into our last live stream that we had. So like Dale said, if you guys want to enter to win for this week's, make sure you leave a comment after it posts, and we will do another giveaway next week, just the same as like this, but we'll also be announcing a winner from you guys too. So we'll do another at the end.
And in addition to all the features that you get in the Seed to Spoon app, with if you're the winner, you also get free shipping. So all of the seeds that we're going to be talking about today, you can get for free shipping if you are a premium subscriber to our app, if you have a 1-year premium membership. So I want to mention that too.
Yeah, here I can pull. Let me pull it up here. Yay, here we go. So, yeah, I always put it in here because sometimes I forget. Dale has to keep me on my toes sometimes, remembering to announce the winners and all that. I get too excited and want to jump right in. But yes, so 1 year free premium from Seed to Spoon app subscription, amazing. Like I couldn't live without it, honestly. I use it all of the time to take pictures out in the garden, trying to identify what's wrong, what pests are going on, things like that. I have all of my garden logged into my garden so I can keep track of when things are going to sprout. I can keep track of when I can harvest all of my things out there. There's a lot of amazing things.
Yep. And if you're just new to us, just a little bit of a background on who we are. We're Dell and Carrie Spoonmore. We created, along with some of our best friends, the Seed to Spoon app a number of years ago now at this point. And we work on it full time. And we have these live streams every Tuesday where we talk about a different topic and share what's going on in our garden. And it's always something different. So welcome and thanks for joining us. We're glad you're here.
I do want to share too. So this was our garden, just our regular backyard in 2015. Whenever we first started, you can kind of see one or two little gardens in construction there, and in a matter of a couple years, we went to this. This is actually 2017, and we went down the rabbit hole and just we got obsessed with growing food and growing everything and just having so much fun. And we learned so much along the way. So don't worry if you've never grown before. Like we were in that same position back in 2015. And I mean, we have a huge garden now. So you definitely are not alone out there, and ask any questions that you want to ask too. We're always here to help.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
All right, we ready to jump in?
I'm ready to jump in. Okay, here we go. So, first on the list, so we're going to talk about several different cool season varieties. So, all of these are going to be ones that you can grow this fall, and we're specifically going to talk about why we love these ones and why we are going to be growing them this fall. So, everything here are ones that we are going to have in our garden. It's exciting. So first of all, on the list, we always had to include Aspa This is one of our very favorites because we love these sprouting broccolis. They are a lot easier to grow. They grow a lot faster typically too for you, so you can get a harvest faster. I like just having the small little broccoli pieces and stems. Like it's almost like broccolini a little bit. This is one of my favorite varieties of broccoli. I love it. Oh,
yep,
and
I do want to mention. I think you're going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
I was going to mention too, on each one of these slides, you'll see a QR code that is next to, like in that same spot right there, that's next to the image. And those ones, if you scan that, it'll take you directly to Park Seed and you can see the product listing. So you can see more information about it, or you can go shop as well too.
Yeah, this is my favorite variety of broccoli. You get a harvest really quick. It tastes incredible. This is the one to go with if you haven't grown broccoli. It's way easier than trying to grow some of the other varieties. All the ones we're going to talk about today are pretty easy, though.
Okay, and then green magic broccoli as well. This one is really good too. So this is one that is a little bit more about, a little bit more traditional than the hybrid or than the one we just talked about, but it will also give you sprouts on the side too. So this one, it'll grow that big head of broccoli that you're used to, but whenever you cut it off, it'll start shooting off a bunch of different broccoli side shoots as well. So it'll give you both, like the really large broccoli as well as the small broccoli. So it's really great.
I had a question too I wanted to pull up here. So broccoli definitely does have some pest issues in the spring. In the fall, you're not going to have nearly as many issues. Now, here in the first month or so, you're still going to have some issues with some caterpillars, potentially some harlequin bugs, things like that. But as soon as we get closer to that first freeze, then you're not going to have any more issues with pests, and then broccoli can tolerate the cold just fine. So much easier to grow broccoli in the fall than it is in the spring. So if you've had problems, and now it's also not too difficult to manage the bugs that you handle with broccoli. You can handle it with insect netting and with all sorts of different issues, and or with the BTK spray that you can spray on for caterpillars as well is another way you can handle that. So good question.
Yeah, thank you. I like that Julie is ready to try all the broccolis that we're talking about.
I know. I'm so ready for this stuff to start harvest. We're just now kind of starting to get this stuff out in the garden. We started a lot of these seeds a week or so ago, some of them a couple weeks ago, and we're starting to ease them out to going outside right now. We're starting to plant all of this. And a lot of these you can direct seed too, especially at this point. Like you could direct seed some broccoli. And I saw that question. Okay, cool. Good job. So you can direct seed a lot of these right now. It's going to work better than if you were to try and start indoors and move them out. We'll be direct seeding probably at least half of our broccoli, and the other half we started indoors just to get a head start on it. I think pretty much everything we're talking about today is going to be direct seed right now. Just go put it in the ground outside right now, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much it's temperature. At least here in Zone 7, it's perfect weather right now for pretty much everything in our fall area. I did
Yes,
want to. Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I did want to pull up Julia's question right here because this was a great question too. So we grow broccoli both in the spring and the fall, and I did kind of laugh about this question or this statement as well with Michelle sticking with just fall brassicas because yes, the pests can definitely be yeah, pretty rough in the springtime. But we do still grow. We put a lot of things under insect netting and things like that to try and protect them. And I did see Sue. Hi, Sue. This is a great question too. So insect netting, same as frost cloth. You can definitely like it'll still protect the same, but I would just be really careful to not to let your broccolis get too hot as well if you're using that like during the daytime. Okay. And then last but not least, I did have to mention Castle Dome hybrid broccoli. This is very similar to the Green Magic. It grows very similarly. This is just a very small, compact broccoli as well. So it grows really fast. You can get a really fast harvest from it. And you can get a standard head of broccoli that once you chop off, it'll grow a bunch of different side shoots. So it's really great. It's like the best of both worlds in the broccoli. I love it. Oh, we got another great question for broccoli. So, does the broccoli grow well in zone 9? So, I would say you're probably going to need to wait just a little bit to put your broccolis out. Um, I mean, we typically wait until the temperatures are like mid 80s or so, um, around that time frame.
And this is one of the reasons why we built the app. If you go into the app and you look at broccoli, it'll calculate your planting dates that are based on your nearest weather station, and it'll give you exact dates for when you can get those outside.
And if it is too hot outside, go ahead and start them indoors. We have a bunch that we started when it was too hot here, and we started those indoors, and now we're going to be transitioning those outdoors here very, very soon. Okay, now on to spinach. So we have spinach is definitely something that's near and dear to both of our hearts. We love spinach. We eat so many greens, like so many. And this one right here in particular is my personal favorite of the spinaches. It's very unique looking too. Like it's not just you can kind of see the shape on this picture right here. I thought it's so pretty. Like it's like a different shape than just the standard, spinach. But I don't know how to describe it, but it tastes really, really good. This is
Almost buttery.
Yeah, I wish I had a good way. Like I can taste it right now. I'm like, I want it really bad. But this one is one of my personal favorites. It's really good. We use this one sometimes as wraps, although it's not super sturdy. I still just love the taste of it, and it's really pretty. And I do like almost like a taco sometimes, and I'll like use it as a wrap and kind of eat it like that. There's other ones that we have that are really good for that. We'll go to the next. I know this one is one of Dale's personal favorites.
I can't really see the screen. Is it space? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, so space is a great one for using. So space is a great one for using as a tortilla replacement, which is our favorite way to use giant spinach leaves. Basically, is just grow them out to get really big, and then stuff them full of some like whatever you want to put in there, whether it's rice and ground beef or chicken or we just basically make these little wraps. Salmon is really good in them too, with some onions, some orange. Like I don't get really hot. We do this every time we do this live stream. We haven't had lunch yet. The problem, especially when we don't have any actual spinach.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, what's the next variety of spinach that we've got?
The next one is the dark side hybrid.
So this one is a baby leaf one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this one is great for little salads. Or sometimes like little wraps and stuff too. Like if you're using a tortilla, you could put that because the small leaves just make it easier. You don't have to dice them up or anything. Like they're already the right size.
Yeah, I really like these ones too for like adding into pastas because again, like you said, like you don't necessarily have to like chop them up a lot, and it's or salads like this is just I feel like the traditional baby leaf spinach. I love it. It tastes really good. Okay, now on to kale. All of the kales that we are going to be planting again. This one, this lacinato kale, this is a dinosaur kale that we are a big fan of. We absolutely love it.
Yeah,
And
this is a
then we,
really easy kale to grow. Both of these are very similar and they grow very well in the winter. They're very cold hardy. So that's why we like growing them so much, especially in the fall, is they're definitely going to survive all winter. I mean, most every kale is going to survive all winter, at least where we are in Oklahoma. But really, in most places, kale can survive the winter, which is a great reason why we like to grow it in the fall because it gives us something that we have. Now, we're not necessarily harvesting that much off of it from December. I mean, sometimes it depends on like how soon we get like that really cold snap, but also with the PVC domes that we put on our gardens, that extends our season too, so we're able to harvest this stuff later into the year too. But whatever you do plant in the fall will come back really strong in the spring, and that's one of the big benefits of planting in the fall is that it uses the winter to strengthen its roots and to get ready for the spring, and then in the spring it comes back as one of the first things you'll have food from. This is why we grow spinach in the fall especially as well, is because a lot of our spinach will overwinter, most all of it, and then it'll come back in the spring and it'll start producing pretty quick. And then we'll also plant it in the spring because the stuff that we plant in the spring will last deeper into the summer. So,
Charlotte loves the kale. And so the next one, oh, I did want to include this too. So, this kale variety that we just talked about, they have it at Park Seed as a seed tape as well. So if you wanted to be a little bit more organized and have it all spaced out for you, not have to worry about the small seeds and spacing them out and all of that, the seed tape is just, it's an amazing, amazing help. I love it. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I included the seed tape because we use seed tape all the time for a lot of these. Okay. And then we have some mustard. These are so I will say I don't like mustard. I know all of you guys probably know that if you've joined us for any live streams. But I'm not a fan of the taste, but I do love growing them because they are so pretty. Dale loves the taste of them, and Dale will eat these nonstop. Like he loves them all.
yep. So I'm sure you've heard me say this a million times before if you joined us, but mustard is something that I'm a big fan of growing for the purpose of like having for hamburgers or chicken sandwiches, things like that. Anything you would put mustard on in the pot or anything you would put mustard on, you could put a mustard leaf on. You get the mustard flavor, but you get all the added health benefits of eating these. Like they're super nutrient dense. So you're going to get a lot of really good stuff from eating mustard. It's really good for you. And like Carrie said, it's pretty too. So
It is so pretty, especially. So I love this variety right here. This is the Scarlet Red. And this is one that's like a smaller mustard. And as you can see, it is so pretty. This is probably one of my favorites to grow because it's just so unique looking and very, very pretty. And then the red giant mustard seeds are another one of my favorites. Even though I don't eat them, I just love to grow them. And because they look almost purple, they are just like so vivid and just dark, and they're just so pretty. So these are another one of my favorites. They grow like very large leaves too. So this is a really good one as well. And then this one, this one is one of Dale's favorites. So this is the Savannah hybrid, and this one just grows very large mustard leaves. So we're going to be definitely growing all three of these, in especially for ornamental purposes. But they're ones that they're very easy to grow. They're very great, amazing looking greens as well. If you're just looking for an ornamental thing like I am, and also edible for those of you who do like mustard. Okay, Imiko cabbage. So this one right here is a like a Napa cabbage variety. So it grows in this upright, you can kind of see from that picture right there, it grows in an upright version. This was our favorite cabbage that we grew by far. And I will say we did need to space it out a little bit more than we actually did whenever we planted out in spring. So we're going to be spacing them out a little bit more because they actually grew a lot bigger than we were anticipating. They're a good like 2 feet tall. Like they're very, very good sized.
Yeah, this is a really great replacement for cabbage in my mind because I don't really like growing the head cabbage because a lot of times you're just going to have pest or disease issue, or not disease, but pest or hailstorms, like all sorts of stuff that we deal with here. Not as big of a deal in the fall, so we have more success with head cabbage in the fall. But I like growing these because I really like using these leaves again as like tortilla replacements. Just a really quick and easy way to have a nice lunch. I see a question from Todd about how many of these we need to grow to get a good harvest. I would grow probably I would plan to have one a week. If you're harvesting it, like that one that you harvest will probably last like 2 people a week if you're eating on them every day. Because that's about probably how long you have before they're going to start going bad after you harvest, probably a week or two. Carrie, is that a good estimate? What do you think?
Yeah, that's probably about right. I mean, it's going to be
So
different for everybody, and it just depends on how much you want to eat it too.
yeah, and I mean we're typically not harvesting like the whole thing at once. Like we're just harvesting a couple leaves off of each. So we have like all of these different greens in our garden that we're harvesting for the same purposes, and I'm rotating between them. So I make them harvest a couple leaves off of this one, and then give it a week before I come back to it, and I'm harvesting spinach the next day, or I'm just rotating between the different things too.
Okay, so we had somebody that tried to grow this cabbage without having much luck. Any advice? Um,
Um,
Honestly, it's probably the pest because especially in the springtime, if you are growing these, I would probably, probably recommend some pest like the BT spray. Did you talk about BT spray already at some point?
I did a little bit, yeah. So it's a caterpillar spray that you can spray on these brassicas that help with the caterpillar pests. It could also be an issue of sun. Cabbage does need quite a bit of sun, so make sure you're getting it at least 6 hours of sun. Um, could be fertilizer as well. Make sure you're getting it plenty of nitrogen. Um, those are the big things with cabbage that come to mind. Plenty of
Um,
water too.
yeah. So Rosemary says that is asking about cabbage worms in the fall. So there may still be some, especially in the beginning part of the fall growing season, but it'll be way less than the spring. So that's the beauty about growing in the fall. It's incredible.
Yeah, once we have the first freeze, then all those pests are going to go away, but the cabbage will keep on thriving. So cabbage loves cold temperatures, just like broccoli, spinach, kale, all of these like the cold temperatures.
Yeah. Okay, next I want to go to some carrots. So these rainbow blend carrots are by far my favorite. Well, I do have two favorites, so I'll talk about my next favorite next. But this one is definitely one of my favorites. They are so unique. I love growing these because they have so many different colors in them. They have the purple, the red, the yellow, the white. Like it's so cool. And like whenever I go through and harvest with the kids, like we're going through and like pulling each one out and like yelling out what color we got. And they're just so excited. I absolutely love growing these. They're so pretty too. They're fun to eat. And then the seed tape makes it a lot easier to grow, I will say, because planting out carrots can really be a pain because these seeds are really, really tiny. So planting them out with just having one seed in each hole can definitely be challenging. I mean, I was doing it here just like an hour ago or so. I was out there planting some carrots because my next favorite one doesn't have a seed tape. But this one right here, we always do seed tapes for our rainbow blends. So this is one that is so much easier for me to grow. But I was out there myself and I was like, well, I'm going to save the seed tape for when I'm planting with the kids and let them do some planting also. So yeah, this is one of my favorites by far, and you definitely need to check it out. So the next one is this dragon, which is really cool. It is a purple carrot seed. So these are, I'm trying to make that picture look a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm just really small now. Hi, I'm down here. But you guys have to see these carrots. They're so pretty. These ones are another one of my favorites, and they just are really unique again with the color. They taste really, really good. So I definitely, these are the ones I was out there planting just like not even an hour ago. I was out in the garden planting some of these out, and they're amazing. I love them. And then also these little finger carrot seed tapes. These ones are another terrific addition, especially for those who are looking for the seed tape, because the seed tape is incredible. It looks like Wendy's tried it before too. The Park Seed carrot seed tape is fantastic. Yeah, it is amazing. Yeah. Oh, and we have more. Bonnie. Hey, it's our winner from last week. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie says she loves the seed tapes also. It's definitely worth it. Yes, Julia, you need to try it because that seed tape, oh my gosh, it just makes it so much more simple for you, especially like with the tiny seeds like carrots have. So this is an interesting question right here. So can you make your own seed tape? Yes, you would be able to. I've never done it before personally, but not to say that it can't be done. I mean, essentially it's just like some, it's almost just like some toilet paper kind of, just like put right there. And then it's really good. Hi.
Hi, my phone said it did not like the garden as much as I did.
Oh, that your phone, okay.
It overheated.
Oh no, it wasn't even that hot out there.
I mean, speak for yourself. It's kind of warm. I was sweating.
Well, like an hour ago when I was out there planting, it wasn't that bad.
Well, I would do it this way.
I told you he wasn't far. He was just out in the garden. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the next. I'm trying to make it so I want this one bigger.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. You see, I got to get him. See, he fixes everything. Okay, there we go. The Patio Pride pea seeds. I love these ones, especially for those who have a smaller. I thought you were laughing over there. I was like, are you laughing at me? And me saying that these are all my favorites. But I will say that for pretty much like all of these. They're all my favorites. But I love these ones. The Patio Pride one, it's amazing if you don't have a lot of space, and we have these like growing inside, like not inside, but like inside like our sunroom here, off our porch, things like that, in our smart pots. The fabric raised containers, we put some in there, and these are great. These are perfect for a patio, hence the name, right?
Yeah, these are great for like a green leaf too. And these like the vertical grow towers.
Yes.
These are the ones we've grown in there, and it's worked well.
Yeah. And then we also have another, this is another one of my personal favorites, this dwarf white sugar one. it tastes so good. Like I feel like anything with sugar in the name for peas, you're gonna be good.
It's a marketing tactic, but it works.
It does work really good, especially with these. Like I've just always found like these ones, we've been growing these ones for years now, several years. And these ones just are always the ones that do really well for us in the fall and the spring. We grow these a lot. They take a lot more, they tend to take a lot more of the cold weather than the other ones. And we've just always had a great germination rate on these ones. Like these ones have always performed really great for us. So it's just one of my favorites. And then the snack hero, of course, this one was yours, your favorite one.
It's really prolific.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste as good as the other ones do, but it's really prolific, and they taste better in the winter too. Pretty much all peas are going to taste better in the winter as it gets
pretty much
colder.
everything.
Did you talk about that part?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so everything that we talked about so far today is going to taste better in the winter than it does when you harvest in the spring. Because the colder that it gets, the better the plant tastes because it creates sugars to help insulate it from the cold. So peas especially taste so much better in the winter than they do when you're harvesting them in May around here.
I see this question from Donna here. So do you start these from seed? Yes. Yeah. These are super easy to germinate, and they've always done really well for us. Just popping them into the ground, and yeah.
And we're typically growing these along like a cattle panel or a fence or something like that.
Some sort of short trellis.
Yeah. Yeah. Not like the cattle panel arches because they don't get tall enough for those. But like we'll lay cattle panels on their side, kind of like we do for cucumbers, and have them all just running across. It's like a wall of peas, basically.
So Julie says, do you eat the pea pod as well? So yeah, generally we just go out there and pull the peas directly off and just eat them all like immediately, like right off the vine. Like hardly any of these ever make it into the house, even though we grow so many and we have so many peas out there. Between all of us and, well, I say all of us, between us and then our kids, like, yeah, it hardly makes it out there.
There are varieties that you do have to like take the pod off or string it or whatever. That's too much work. I'm not going to do any of that. So all the varieties we talked about today are ones that are easy to eat. Hey, we're like halfway through. Look.
I know. We're doing great.
Yeah.
We got this. We're better on our time this week than we were last week, at least. Yes. So next I had to mention parsnips because if you all were at our live stream where it was everything that we learned so far this year, this was something that we learned this year that made that list. And we absolutely love parsnips. It was something that was just a new one for us that I don't know how we had never really grown parsnips that much, but we grew it and I was like, oh, it tastes so good. It's amazing. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
It tastes like a mix between a carrot and a potato.
Yeah.
Is the best way I can describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely agree. We wish we'd have grown a lot more of them in the spring. We're going to grow a lot more now in the fall.
Yeah.
Can you pull up that question from CJ there for a second?
Yeah.
If you are going to start any of these indoors, you do not need to use a heat mat because all of these are cool season varieties. In fact, we have a hard time sometimes trying to start some of these indoors because it's too warm in our house for them. Like spinach never germinates for us when we try and start it because it's always too hot. Spinach likes to be in the 50s and stuff when it germinates. So definitely no heat mat needed for any of these if you're going to start them inside. And at this point, unless you're in like Florida or something, you're probably not going to need to start any of them indoors. You can just get them directly outside.
Okay. Ooh, on to lettuce. Okay, Sandy. I feel like I put all of my favorites first. Haha. I think you can tell that I was biased whenever I was going through here and making this. I was like, ooh, my favorites go first. Yes, Sandy. I love the Sandy lettuce. This was my personal favorite. So not last year. This was spring. We grew like every single variety of lettuce again. Like we had an entire grow tower, one of those vertical growing towers filled with all of the different varieties of lettuce. We had so much fun just going out there and just like taste testing each one. We're like, okay, which one tastes best? Which one grew best? Which one,
We're nerds.
Yes, but it was so much fun. I loved it. Yeah. So we definitely learned a lot about which lettuces we liked the best. And this one was my favorite of the taste. Like this one tasted really good. It also looks really pretty. It has like this unique shape of leaves. Like it was very interesting. I really liked this one. It was just a new one that I had never grown before that I was like, oh, this is, definitely one of my new favorites. Oh, looks like Paige just bought some of the Sandy too. Nice. I'm excited for you to try it.
It is one of our seeds. It's half off right now too.
I know. I feel like I should stock up while it's 50% off too, because it's my favorite. Okay. Oh, yeah. I love this one too. So this is the tricolor romaine blend. And this one is so pretty. It is gorgeous. It has all sorts of different colors. It has like the green, the red, and there were some too that had like a mixture of the two. Like it was really cool because I planted like several of them into a smart pot, and there was a whole bunch of different like colors in there, and just not one single plant looked the same. Like it looks really cool. It was very pretty. And of course it tasted really good too. As romaine lettuce does. I love them all. Okay. And then Butter Crunch. This was one of your favorites, because you said it tastes the best to you.
Yeah, it was my favorite out of the group. And the nice thing about seed tape is it makes it a lot easier for lettuce because you don't have to try and, like, for me especially, like, it's hard for me to handle the tiny seeds. I'm always getting way too many and then having to go through and thin them down. This eliminates a lot of your thinning work, or pretty much all of it. So for carrots, for lettuce, for radish, for those types of things, we love using the seed tape especially.
Oh, and then the Red Sales lettuce seed tape too. So I know we have a lot of lettuces, but we grow a lot of greens. I told you guys, we grow a lot of leafy greens in the fall, especially because everything's going to taste a little bit better too. But this is another one of our favorites for several reasons. It looks really pretty as well as tastes great. This was another one of our favorites as well. Okay, so we have a couple different, varieties of the garlics that we wanted to point out that are our favorites. And that being said, like, all of the garlic is incredible and you can't really go wrong with any garlic that you pick, I feel like, because there are so many amazing garlics, and but this one right here is one of my personal favorites. It's the elephant garlic, which, technically it's not officially a garlic, but I call it a garlic, and yeah.
It's much more convenient to cook with too, because it's really large. Is it bulb? I always get it. Is it cloves, bulbs? It's the bulb is the whole thing. The clove.
Yeah.
The cloves are large, and you don't have to go through and peel a bunch of small ones. So it's just a lot faster. It's more of a mild taste. Like, it's not a super strong taste, but I like it because it's a nice mix between an onion and a garlic in my mind.
It's more mild tasting than the other garlics, I feel like too. And it's like you said, it's a lot easier because it's a lot larger.
Yeah.
And then music bulbs as well. You can't go wrong with these. These are one of the most popular garlics to grow, just because it does so well too. This is definitely one that we grow every single year. Every fall, we're always planting a lot of these bulbs as well.
Yep, this one has some of the purple tones that kind of start to come out a little bit. This is my favorite.
Yeah, it's very pretty also, which is very good. I do want to mention too, like, all of the garlic too at Park seed is on sale right now too. So make sure you check it out. There's a whole bunch of varieties still. I know there's a lot of them, and I know some of them are selling out. So if you guys haven't gotten your garlic yet, make sure you get it. It's all like, they're all on sale, like really knocked out. They're great. So.
And remember, free shipping if you're a yearly subscriber
Yeah.
to the Seed to Spoon app.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, kohlrabi. I love it. So if you've never grown kohlrabi before, this is something, it is so unique looking. It is so fun. The first year we grew it, we were like, oh, this is so much fun. But and the entire plant is actually edible too. So like that bulb that you see right there is actually like sticking out of the ground. It's like growing like this round little bulb on top of the ground, and it has a few leaves that come out of it, and you can eat that ball right there. You can eat the leaves from it. It tastes very similar to broccoli, because it's in the same family as broccoli and all of those plants. And it's one of my favorites. It grows really fast as well. Typically like in a month and a half, you can have a lot of them. It's great.
Yeah, our favorite thing to do with it is to take the kohlrabi, dice it up into little 1-inch cubes, cook it with some chicken and some cheese, and it tastes just like broccoli and cheese, basically. It's like the stem portion of the broccoli is what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's definitely one of our favorites that we didn't know anything about before we started growing food ourselves. Like, I've never seen a kohlrabi in the store. I don't know if you guys have.
I've never heard of it.
I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it was. I was like,
I would have failed the spelling bee if kohlrabi was the word. 100%. And I was good at spelling bees back then.
Well, at least our kids will be.
They're
able
ready
to do it.
for the kohlrabi
They're ready.
spelling bee.
They're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So bok choy, whatever you want to call it. Yes. Amazing. I love growing all these varieties. Again, they look so pretty also growing. Like, you can kind of see them right there. They almost look ornamental. They taste incredible. Yeah, you can kind of see how they look. Like, oh man, I love them. We grow these all the time. Every spring, every fall, we're growing a lot of them. This variety in particular is one of our favorites. It's called the choi. And this one, it's, it grows a little bit smaller than the other ones, but still like they're all extremely fast growing too. This one, again, it's like a little bit over a month. I think it was. It's like a month and a half. You can have a really good harvest of these. And I mean, these taste incredible in like stir fries and man, yes.
Like, again, we make little spring rolls almost with them, tortilla replacements, but mostly in stir fries is what I'm using these in.
Yeah, is they add a really unique, like really great taste to it. And then we had another one, which is the Asian Delight. I love it. You laughing at me again?
Well, I wish I removed her mouse because I was going to do something, and then it like threw her off.
Oh,
so.
I was like,
that's why we can't sit next to each other, and I got to be out in the garden and just make sure they're laugh the whole time.
Oh man, you see? Oh yeah, Michelle agrees. She says bok choy is so cute in the garden. I agree. It's so pretty. Yeah,
you almost don't want to harvest it.
I know. That's kind of how we were in the spring.
Yeah.
Ooh, and something really cool also about bok choy, whenever it goes and bolts and goes to seed, the yellow flowers on the top taste incredible. They taste like broccoli, actually. Like, it was legit. Like, I felt like I was eating broccoli. And I was like, I almost want to just wait to let my bok choy go to seed so I can just eat these, because it was that good. So not all is lost if you let it bolt.
Mary's got a great question here too. So our gardens are just kind of always rotating through. So some of our gardens that we're going to plant in are still going to have some spring stuff in them, like some peppers that are still going, tomatoes, all sorts of stuff. And we're just going to add in fall stuff where there's openings, because there's things like squash that's died off, or things that have bolted, or, we just have different openings in the garden. So we'll go through and mix some of the fall stuff in around those. And then we also have some beds that are completely empty now at this point, and those will be more of calculated approach to what we're putting in there. But and some of the other ones, like I'm just gonna go like I'm gonna have probably today. I'm gonna go take some lettuce seeds and just go sprinkle them around wherever I want there to be lettuce, and I love doing that. It's like you don't have to be super organized if you don't want to be all the time, especially in the fall. Like a lot of these lettuce and spinach and stuff, like I'm just going to try and get every square inch of my garden covered with this stuff because I'm almost viewing it as a cover crop too. So I don't want any of my soil to be bare going into the winter. So I'd rather overplant a whole bunch of spinach and kale that's going to survive over the winter, and then know that we have a bunch in the spring and maybe some that I need to harvest and get rid of because I need to make room for other stuff. I'd rather have that than bare soil.
See that we have someone with their first try at a fall garden. That's
Heck
exciting.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's going to be great. Fall is the best time to start, especially if you've never done it before. Okay. And then the purple cauliflowers are amazing. I love how beautiful they are. And plus I feel like having even like the purple ones or the yellow ones, I don't typically enjoy growing the cauliflowers that are the white ones just because they don't tend to do as well because you have to do a lot of extra things to cover them, make sure the sun doesn't hurt them and all of that. So I much prefer to grow the ones that are purple or yellow, but this purple one especially because it's so pretty. It looks really nice out there. And so this is definitely my favorite cauliflower that we grow.
Yeah, and I believe this one does have a bit of a longer growing season. So it does better in the fall for us than it will in the spring because we get the hot temperatures too early for this one. And we struggled with this one in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember making a mental note on this one to look forward to the fall on it because we probably get a better harvest off of it.
Yeah, it was still like super pretty, but yeah, it could have like at the end, like it was starting to bolt before it was ready. And I was like, no, but it was so pretty out there. I loved it. Oh, and then the rainbow beets. I love, and I'm, you know me, I'm a sucker for anything that's really pretty or rainbow mix or anything like that. So these ones, if we're going to be planting out beets, like these are the ones that I will do because I'm not a huge fan of beets. He likes the beets a little bit more. I feel like I want to like dance now. He likes the beets. Sorry.
I like 2 or 3 bites of beets, and then I'm like, I've had enough beet now.
Yeah. So again, I'm always asking you guys need to send us some recipes to use with the beets. So, but we always grow them just because these ones are so pretty. But the next one is the one that we do a little bit more of. And that's because we grow these ones mainly for the greens instead of the beets themselves.
Yeah, and on these, we're going to use just a little bit at a time in like a mix or a salad or a wrap or something like that. It's not going to be like a whole beet salad, although there are people that do that. But for us, we're just going to have like a little bit mixing with other stuff just to get a little bit of extra flavor.
Here, I want to pop up this question really quick because I saw that somebody was asking about the taste of that cauliflower. No, it tastes just like regular cauliflower. So even though it's purple, it still tastes just like cauliflower.
And Josh mentioned juicing beets. I do remember we used to do a ton of juicing, and that was actually one of my favorite ones that we did.
Yeah, we would. I remember it would make it like bright red too. Mm-hmm. It was cool. Yeah. Ooh, someone says pickled beets.
Okay, we gotta try that. We've been pickling everything, so
yeah, we got 2 pickled beets. So.
Okay, and then the golden beets aren't as dirty. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna make it a mission of ours to learn how to eat beets and enjoy it. Our fall mission.
I love it. We have all sorts of. We have 2 people saying they roast them too.
We tried that.
Roasted beets, roasted. Yeah. Great. Okay, next we have the Beauty Blend Radish. And these ones I do love. They're very pretty too. And again, these are just like those rainbow carrots. Whenever we're out there harvesting and pulling them out, the kids are so excited to pull out all the different colors and see what colors they got. And so these are definitely my favorite radish seeds by far. And again, radish is extremely easy to grow. It's super fast growing. You can have a harvest in like a month. It's amazing. So yeah, highly recommend these ones.
Yep.
And then, yes, my Bright Light Swiss chard. This is another one of my favorites. It's so pretty. And I feel like I say that about everything. There's a lot of very pretty varieties out there.
And they're all your favorite.
And they're all my favorite. But anyway, this one actually is.
This one really is her favorite. Like, I know she said that every single plant, all 36 slides up until now, has been her favorite, but this one really is her favorite.
Well,
this one's her
they
BFF.
were my favorite variety of that variety, though. Like, those were my favorite spinach. Those were my favorite lettuce. This is like my favorite thing. Like, yeah. Anyways, yes, my favorite thing. I love these Bright Light Swiss chard. Fall is the best time to grow these because it will make them taste really great. A lot sweeter than normal. I've grown these in the springtime. They're not as good whenever it gets warmer out. So fall, like I said, is the best time to grow these. And they're gorgeous too. They taste great. The kids love them because it adds like some fun colors. And the kids will actually use these as tortillas too, because they're like, "Ooh, I want a pink tortilla," And so they'll take these, and they work amazing as tortilla replacements. So I know we were talking about this with the spinach, but this is another one of our favorite tortilla wrap replacements. And just having like unique colors and things like that, it really gets the kids excited about about eating healthy too. So.
And the adults.
And the adults. Gets me excited.
You're the most excited out of everyone.
Well, me and Mary. Yeah, we both get excited about like the pink ones.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah.
And then I love these next Swiss chard too. I'm not as in love with them as I am the previous one. But this ruby red one is really good as well. And these are actually sold as microgreens too, but we grow them as microgreens too. You can eat them like that, but you can also grow these to full Swiss chard leaves just like before. And they are beautiful too. They're the beautiful red leaves. I love these ones too. Okay, yes. So you can actually just direct sow these outside, and we're going to be starting a lot of these right now as well too.
As soon as this is over.
Yeah, I know. We were out in the garden beforehand, and then
came in. One row of carrots planted.
Yeah, that's all we did.
We got to take advantage of these days that the kids are at the daycare. Get everything done.
Oh, I love Michelle's idea, putting the Bright Light Swiss chard in purple smart pots.
Yeah,
yes.
I love that idea.
Yes. We need to do that with some of because we have a lot of different colors. Like, I love the smart pots. There are so many really pretty colors. Like, they have some purple, they have blue, all of those. And you can check those out in the app as well. And get free shipping if you're a yearly subscriber, or if you win. Oh, Julie loves the pretty colors too. Yes. Yes. It doesn't. It's shocking how it doesn't taste different. Like, especially the purple mashed potatoes. Whenever we first ate that, like, it was weird, but it tasted exactly like potatoes. And we're like, wow, this is so cool. Yeah, it was great. Oh, I just did a time check. I didn't realize we were so close. Okay, so let's talk about some flowers too. So calendula. I love calendula. This is my first year growing them from seed, and this one was my favorite variety. It's so pretty out there. I wish you were still out there so you could show them, because we did have some. So I started a bunch of calendula seeds this spring, probably in like January, February time frame. And then we planted it out. It did amazing. It actually stayed throughout the summer. It kind of struggled a little bit in our heat, but it actually stayed alive, and it's actually out there thriving now and doing great. So this is definitely one of my newest favorite flowers. I love it. They can handle a little bit of frost as well, so they're great for the fall. and they're an amazing companion plant. They're actually edible too. Calendula just have so many uses. It's definitely one of my favorite flowers. And then pansies, of course, are going to be one that grow really well in the fall time because they can handle a lot of cool weather. So these are ones that we can get growing now. I actually have some that I started by seed inside not too long ago, maybe like a month ago or so. I started calendula too. Calendula, pansies, viola, all of these flowers I'm talking about I have growing right now inside, and I'll be transplanting them out here soon. But I like this variety of pansies in particular just because these ones are larger than normal. So this is the Swiss Giants mix. So they have like these larger blooms, and I'm all for that. So these ones are super pretty. I really like these ones. And then I had to pull in this bunny ears viola because this was so cute. I love these flowers. They're very unique, very beautiful. Now this picture I do feel like makes it look like a larger flower, but it's not a large flower. It's a smaller flower, but it's still like, it's probably about like this big, but it was so pretty. And there was a lot of those little flowers on it. It was really, really amazing. This was probably one of my favorite things that I grew this last spring, and they're so pretty, very unique. I love them. And again, they do really well in the cool weather. So this is definitely something to be growing this fall. Okay, and then snapdragons. I have to mention snapdragons because these ones are really great to be growing in the cool weather. They do amazing. I know we talked about this before, and people have said how they have continued to grow these snapdragons like all winter long, and they've survived, which is amazing. So these are ones right here. This orange bicolor snapdragon is one that I absolutely love. This one was an AAS winner, so that's why I was like, oh, I have to do that one. So this is the one that I've been growing, and I love it. I'm a huge fan of the snapdragons. Really, really fun, and especially for the kids, and they get to be very large. I like growing some like different sizes and varieties because those violas and the pansies are a little bit shorter and smaller, and then I like growing like taller things like this that do really well with the cool weather as well. And then cilantro, of course, I had to make sure that I touched on at least one of these herbs that you can grow. But I will say that fall is a great time to plant pretty much every herb. Not basil, but lots of the herbs are going to be doing really well for you come this fall. And cilantro is one that I'm always starting because we eat a lot of cilantro. We do a lot of cilantro microgreens inside as well. But the fall is the perfect time for growing cilantro. This is our personal favorite that we grow a lot of, just because it tends to stay alive longer and it doesn't bolt and go to seed quite as fast as the others, but I do love it. I'm laughing at Joshua says cilantro tastes like soap to him. I know, it's so funny. A lot of people say that it tastes like soap, but yeah, I love the taste of cilantro. So yeah, but it seems like at least like half of the people think that it tastes like soap. So you're not alone. You're not alone. Oh, yep. We have somebody else. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's funny. I love the taste of it, but yeah, I think it's like half and half. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we did 12:59. Look at us.
Is that the last one?
Woo, that was the last slide that I had, and then went to questions. So, woo. Barely made it. We did it.
All right, we got a winner.
We have a winner? Do you have it in there? Okay, let's see. Congratulations. Okay, Crypto
Rehab.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You've had more time to look at it than I have.
Cool. I know cool internet language a little better.
Yeah, I know. Better than me. um, Congratulations. So send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net because you will get a free 1-year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription along with the Cool Season seeds, some of our favorites from Park Seed. I'm excited.
And remember, if you're watching this after the fact, you can comment for the next week, and we will announce a winner at the beginning of next week's live stream next Tuesday. Bonnie was our winner today, so it could be
and
you
she
next
was
week.
she was in here, so yay!
Yeah,
It's exciting. I'm glad you joined us.
Well, we didn't have a ton of time for questions. We try and get to as many as we could, but we are out of time, unfortunately. Are there any questions we need to?
I'm popping in here real quick.
I saw one thing. Let me pull this up. Can you reach out to us? Because we want to look and see what's going on there. If you're a yearly subscriber, you should be getting free shipping. So please email us at, you can message us on Instagram or Facebook, or email us at info@seedtospoon.net. Any of the ways you want to reach out to us, it's all going to ding our phones the same sound. So,
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. It was really fun talking about all of our favorite things to grow. And now we're going to go get started planting a lot of these things right now.
yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all for joining us. And we